Dr. Dana here. Today's question is from Carol, and she asks, my husband and I have been married for over 20 years, but we just don't interact much anymore. I'm starting to wonder why we're staying together. What do you do if you feel trapped in a loveless marriage? Well, the first thing I want to tell you is this is very common. And the second is it can absolutely be fixed. I've helped people feel love and feel loved in their marriage more times than I can count. But they have to be willing to make some changes. They have to be willing to try some new things. And usually, they have to be willing to try these things, at least initially, all on their own. If you're on board, I've got a suggestion that will help. The first step is to take a hard look at the communication pattern between you. By the time one feels no love in the relationship, there's usually a lot of negativity going on between you. There can be a lot of blaming and shaming. You never take me out. You're such a downer to be around. There's often a lot of anger. I can't believe you just ignored me like that. And/or there can be a kind of cold war where a couple lives in the same house, but more like roommates or business partners than as lovers and friends. Whatever the case, you can change the way the two of you communicate. Yes, just you can change it. Now, most people tell me at this point, I've tried, nothing changes. And I have to kindly point out that obviously what they've tried, what they know how to do, isn't working. So they have to learn a new way. That's right, just trying what you've already tried over and over again is and will continue to get you nowhere. You've got to change things up, break old habits and patterns. And to do this, you have to learn some new communication skills. There's lots of ways to do this. I think the best way is, of course, the communication section of the Strong Marriage Now system. But you can also read self-help books or talk to a really good therapist. However you get the information, just get it and try it. I'm telling you, it can change everything. Okay, once you know a different, likely more loving and effective way to communicate, you start with the baby step of friendship. Many people who have grown very far apart from their partners are so lonely and at the end of their rope that they push for instant intimacy and lash out when they don't get it. Understandably, this can really push their partner further away and perpetuate the cycle of rejection and anger. Instead, focus on small connections. Focus on being kind, laughing at the same jokes, sitting together on the couch, putting your hand on their back when you walk up behind them. Small, loving gestures that remind both of you that you care. Be patient with this step. It can take some time for both of you to let your guard down. And whatever you do, don't start shaming and blaming again. Use your new communication skills to convey friendship. Now, after a significant period of time, the other party will usually, at the very least, stop or cut way back on their negative communication. The bottom line is, we look pretty dumb if we're attacking someone who isn't attacking back. But don't jump too quickly here. Still focus on the friendship. Once you're feeling lighter around each other, you can tackle the heavy stuff. And this is the hard part. By heavy stuff, I do not mean now you can tell them all the things that are wrong with them and the relationship. I mean, now you can ask them what they need from you in order to feel love for you again. Now, I know this is asking a lot from you, but the bottom line is if you feel trapped in a loveless marriage, that means to me that you don't feel like you can leave. So your only option is to work on it. And this is, I'm telling you after years of experience, the most effective way to do it. So, ask them what they need. Ask them what they would like you to work on. I know it's hard, and you're likely already very hurt and sensitive to criticism, but this is really the best way to get the love back. Ask them what they need and try to make real changes to provide it. And finally, throughout this whole process, make sure there is space to fall in love again. And by that I mean make sure you are alone together. Many of you have heard me say this before, but some people really do spend very little time with their spouse. We spend a lot of time as a mom and a dad hanging out with the kids. We spend a lot of time as a husband and a wife paying the bills, running the house, going to social stuff. But many people spend almost no time as a man and a woman alone together. And love exists, or in this case, comes back in that man and woman time. So, make sure to schedule. And yes, I said schedule because we'll never just find the time. Schedule some time alone with your husband or wife and spend that time having fun, relaxing, trying new things, laughing, not arguing and not talking about the heavy stuff. We fell in love having fun, so arrange some alone time and go have some fun. I'm telling you, with some good communication and some fun and romance, you just might be able to bring back those loving feelings for each other.